What happens when the underdog rewrites the rules of an entire sport? They called his physique timeless, but others called it too small to matter. He didn't look like a tank. He didn't look like a monster. And yet, Frank Zane defeated Arnold Schwarzenegger himself, not once, but 3 times. But behind the perfect lines, behind the calm exterior, was a method so disciplined, so calculated, that it bordered on obsession. 1,000 daily ab reps, photographs cataloged for decades, strict food rules when everyone else was bulking, and then the night that still divides bodybuilding fans to this day, the 1980 Mr. Olympia. This isn't just the story of Frank Zane. This is the blueprint of how a man who shouldn't have won did, and why his name still sparks debate whenever bodybuilding starts to lose its way. The template of perfect. Ask 100 fans what the perfect body looks like, and you'll get 100 answers. But ask Frank Zane, and you'll always hear the same word, proportion. Zane built his vision off 2 idols. Steve Reeves, the golden boy of the silver screen, the Hercules with every muscle blending into the next, and Larry Scott, the first Mr. Olympia, whose shoulders and arms look carved out of granite. Now imagine combining those two, the balance of Reeves with the firepower of Scott. That's the equation Zane chased. And unlike the mass monsters that came later, Zane wanted nothing sticking out, nothing that broke the illusion. That's why people still study his pictures today. His physique didn't belong to the 70s, it belonged to a timeless category of its own. You could place him next to the classic Greek statues and he wouldn't look out of place. But if that sounds like a gift from genetics, it wasn't. The curse of potential. They call it the curse of potential. And Frank Zane knew it well. He said, there are people in bodybuilding who never make it to the top because everything comes too easy for them. Things never came easy for me. I had to work real hard. Talent is seductive. It whispers, relax. You'll get there anyway, but talent without obsession becomes a graveyard of wasted careers. Zane didn't have Sergio Oliva's freak genetics or Franco Columba's bull-like thickness. What he had was relentless feedback. While others trusted mirrors and feelings, Zane trusted the cold honesty of the camera, photographing himself week after week until he knew every curve of his calves and angle of his waist. He didn't sculpt with ego. He sculpted with proof. The training engine pumped better than ego. Most bodybuilders in the 70s chased numbers. How much could you squat? How much could you bench? Who lifted the heaviest iron? Zane chased something different, the pump. His motto, make lighter weights feel heavier. How? Slow, controlled negatives, rhythm in every rep, stretching between sets to trap blood in the muscle. While others fought to add plates, Zane fought for sensation. And it worked. His muscles didn't just grow, they became etched, detailed, artistic. Then there were the abs. Zane treated his midsection like a sculptor treats marble. He built up over months to 1,000 reps per day, hanging leg raises, crunches, twists, until his waist carved itself into deep, sharp lines. Even today, debate rages. Was it too much? Was it unnecessary? Maybe, but the photos don't lie. Those abs became his signature, the foundation of his 3 Olympia wins. But no amount of training survives bad food, and Zane knew that better than anyone. Food rules. That age. Well, here's the rule Zane swore by. Never get sloppy in the off-season. While his rivals stuffed themselves and ballooned 20, 30 pounds above stage weight, Zane stayed lean year-round. Why? Because every extra pound of fat is time wasted stripping it away later. His formula was simple. Protein first. At least 1 gram per pound of body weight, often more. Carbs in check. Half his protein intake or less. Mainly vegetables with fruit in moderation. No endless bread, no sugar bombs. Fats balanced. Cheese, oils, avocado, but never excessive. Milk gone by contest season. He called milk-fed champions smooth, bloated, and unready. For Zane, food wasn't comfort, it was strategy. Every bite was chosen for a reason. That's why he could sharpen up quickly without crash diets or desperate water tricks. And it's why his waist stayed tight, even as the sport around him exploded into the wide waist mass era. But even discipline can't protect you from politics. 1980, the disputed night, Sydney, Australia. The 1980 Mr. Olympia. Arnold Schwarzenegger walks in with barely 6 weeks of prep. He walks out with the Sandow. The reaction? Chaos. Some cheered, many booed. Athletes threatened to boycott. Fans argued for decades. And caught in the middle was Frank Zane. He was lean, defined, balanced, everything he'd built his career on. But the judges handed Arnold the crown. To this day, that contest is whispered about as bodybuilding's most controversial decision. Was it politics? Was it star power? Or was it simply a night when charisma outweighed conditioning? Whatever the answer, the fallout made Zane's legacy even sharper. He wasn't the biggest, he wasn't the loudest, but he represented a question bodybuilding still hasn't answered. Is this sport about size or aesthetic? The longevity code. Most champions fade when the stage lights go out, injuries pile up, health declines. The masked monsters of the 90s and 2000s, many struggled by their 40s. Zane took another path. He scaled back, but he never stopped. He walked every day. He trained with bands attached to machines, creating constant tension where gravity alone fell short. He turned light weights into heavy challenges through tempo and form. Even in his 70s, Zane still looked like Zane. Not bloated, not broken, but sharp and balanced. He meditated, used mantras, and trained his mind as much as his body. The lesson? Building muscle isn't just about peaking once, it's about creating a system you can repeat for decades. And that's the part most lifters ignore until it's too late. The actionable blueprint for you. So what can you actually steal from Frank Zane's playbook? Here's the condensed version. 1. Build your frame, not someone else's. If your shoulders and waist are your strengths, emphasize them. Don't chase thickness you can't carry. 2. Chase the pump, not the plates. Controlled reps, slower negatives, and stretching between sets will make a 40-pound dumbbell feel like 80. 3. Train your abs like they matter. Start with 100 total reps, spread across exercises, build up slowly. Don't copy his 1,000 right away, but understand why he did it. Detail matters. 4. Stay photo honest. Weekly pictures beat the mirror. They reveal the truth. 5. Eat for lines, not just size. Keep protein high, carbs clean and measured, fats balanced. Skip the get fat, cut later trap. This isn't glamorous. It's not clickbait, but it's the formula that built one of the most admired physiques in history. Why Zane still wins the comments, trends come and go. The freak era, the mass era, the conditioning wars. But Frank Zane's body still pops up in debates 50 years later. Why? Because timeless beats temporary. Because 3 Sandows prove that balance can win over bulk. And because his message is universal. You don't need perfect genetics. You need perfect attention to detail. So next time you hit the gym, ask yourself, are you chasing numbers or are you sculpting art? Because legends aren't accidents, they're equations, solved 1 rep, 1 meal, 1 photo at a time.